From one of the NFL's brightest stars of the future to convicted murderer at age 27. This is the story of Aaron Hernandez. Aaron was born on November 6, 1989 in Bristol, Connecticut, United States. He grew up in a household in Bristol, Connecticut with his brother DJ, his dad Dennis, and his mom Terry. Aaron had quite a strong relationship with his mom Terry. She was one of the closest people to Aaron for his whole entire life. Aaron's father, Dennis, was a role model around the neighborhood in Bristol. He was a star running back at Bristol Central High School and went on to play football at the University of Connecticut back in his younger days. Dennis was known to everyone as a great father of two boys, and his friends and kids referred to him as the King. When Aaron was only 16, Dennis died from complications following a hernia surgery, and his death took a large toll on the well-being of Aaron. Although it may seem like Aaron had everything he needed to grow up stably, this was far from the case. When Aaron was 3 years old, his parents split up due to an extremely poor marriage. Terry had been cheating on Dennis with Dennis's niece's husband, Jeffrey Cummings, a landscaper and well-known drug addict in Bristol. After the two split, they continued to live together due to their financial state, and Dennis fell deep into alcoholism and continued to abuse Terry. While everyone in the community idolized Dennis as a father, people didn't see what went on inside the Hernandez household. It has been told by many sources like DJ and Aaron's close friends that Dennis would come home from work late at night, get drunk, and then sexually abuse Aaron. This was Dennis's way of disciplining Aaron. When Aaron was in 12th grade, he racked up offers from nearly every Power 5 school in the nation. Many people thought Aaron would follow in his father's footsteps and attend the University of Connecticut, just like his brother DJ did. However, this was not the case for Aaron. Aaron made the decision to head south to Gainesville, Florida, and play for one of the best college football coaches ever in Urban Meyer and his Florida Gators. His mother, Terry, wasn't so sure about Aaron moving down south and living all by himself at such a young age. She was scared he would get in trouble. From a football standpoint, Aaron definitely made the right decision taking his talents to Florida. He made an immediate impact on the playing field and built strong relationships with the head coach Urban Meyer and quarterback Tim Tebow. This team in 2008 went on to win a national championship when Aaron was only a sophomore. In 2007, a bar fight broke out at a local Gainesville bar called The Swamp, involving a then 17-year-old Hernandez and the manager of the bar. Quarterback Tim Tebow, who apparently tried to break up the fight, told sources that Hernandez was trying to leave the bar without paying for 2 alcoholic beverages. The manager then came to talk to him about the situation, and the argument escalated quickly when Hernandez threw a right-handed punch at the manager's face and then spat on him and fled the bar. Around 3 a.m. that night, Gainesville police questioned Hernandez about the incident, and he told them that the manager got in his face. No arrests were given, but this was one of the first known of Hernandez's acts of public violence. On April 23, 2010, Aaron Hernandez was selected 113th overall in the 4th round of the 2010 NFL Draft by the New England Patriots. Aaron went on to play under the best quarterback-coach duo in football history in Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, and he continued to grow as an athlete on the field. In just 38 career NFL games, Hernandez racked up 175 receptions for 1,956 yards and 18 touchdowns. Hernandez made one Super Bowl appearance with the Patriots in 2012, but fell short against Eli Manning and the New York Giants. On November 6, 2012, Hernandez's fiancée, Cheyenne Jenkins, gave birth to Aviel Janelle Hernandez, making Hernandez a father. Aviel was set to grow up in the Hernandez mansion in North Attleboro, Massachusetts. On June 17, 2013, Odin Lloyd, the boyfriend of Hernandez's fiancee's sister, was found shot to death near an industrial park in North Attleboro, near the home of who else but Hernandez. On June 18, 2013, The day after Lloyd was found dead, reports went around that Hernandez was being questioned by the Boston police as they investigate the homicide of Odin Lloyd, a friend of Aaron's. The police department then issues a search warrant on the Hernandez house before taking into custody two men in the house, Carlos Ortiz and Ernest Wallace, who were friends of Aaron's. The victim, Lloyd, was identified by police as an associate of the Patriots tight end Hernandez. On June 19, 2013, the police department returned to the Hernandez home, except for this time they do not enter. Instead, the police focus on an enterprise rental car under Aaron Hernandez's name. This could be a huge piece of evidence leading towards the investigation of the homicide of Odin Lloyd. The next day followed up with a civil suit from Florida being refiled in Boston local courts, alleging that during Hernandez's time in Florida, he shot Alexander S. Bradley in the face, but the shot did not kill him. This led police outlets to take a look back on Aaron's 2010 draft profile, which strongly indicated off-field issues during his time at university, which was the reason he was taken so late in the draft for such a serious football talent. Later that day, investigators of the case issue a second warrant to search Hernandez's house, and they find out that the house's security system and video surveillance had been destroyed from a few nights ago, along with Aaron's cell phone. On June 22, 2013, 3 new search warrants are issued to the Hernandez household, and state police arrive at the home with a K-9 unit to continue the search. The K-9 unit then leaves the house with 10 bags of evidence surrounding the investigation. June 26, 2013 started off with a bang when state police showed up to the Hernandez home to officially take the NFL star into custody. This was followed by Bill Belichick announcing that the New England Patriots had officially released tight end Aaron Hernandez. Later on that day, the world was shocked when the press released that Aaron Hernandez had been charged with the first-degree murder of Odin Lloyd, along with 5 firearm charges. Hernandez immediately pled not guilty to all of the charges issued. On June 27, 2013, just a day after Hernandez was taken into custody by state police and charged with the first-degree murder of Odin Lloyd, a new report surfaces that Hernandez is being investigated by state police for his taking part in a 2012 double homicide which took place in downtown Boston. It is later confirmed by sources that on the morning of July 16, 2012, around 12:30 a.m., David Diabru and Safiro Furtado entered a Boston club called the Cure Lounge. Followed them was Hernandez and an unidentified woman. There was an apparent altercation that broke out in the club between the two parties. Then at around 2 a.m., Diabru and Furtado left the club with their 2 friends and got in their car to drive away. Hernandez and his friend then followed them in their own vehicle. Diabru's car then stopped at a red light, and Hernandez pulled up beside them, rolled down the window, and fired multiple shots from a .38 caliber revolver, killing Diabru and Furtado. The 2 men in the back seat left the car and ran away with injuries, but Hernandez proceeded to drive away. On April 15, 2015, Aaron Joseph Hernandez was convicted of the first-degree murder of Odin Lloyd, along with the conviction of multiple firearm charges and destruction of property. He was then sentenced to serve life in prison without the possibility of parole. On April 14, 2017, Aaron Hernandez was convicted of firearm possession of a .38 caliber revolver on the night of July 16, 2012. Hernandez was found not guilty of the double homicide of David Diabru and Safiro Furtado. Just 5 days after being found not guilty of a Boston double homicide, the world was shocked when it had been released by sources that Aaron Hernandez was found dead in his jail cell due to an apparent suicide. After Aaron passed away, DJ Hernandez, his brother, made the decision to donate Aaron's brain to health officials to research and look into a possible case of chronic traumatic encephalopathy, otherwise known as CTE. CTE is common in football players who receive multiple blows to the head throughout their careers. The symptoms of CTE include difficulty thinking or cognitive impairment, impulsive behavior, depression, or suicidal thoughts and behaviors. After health officials at Boston University ran multiple tests on Aaron's brain, it was discovered that he had suffered from stage 3 CTE for many years of his life. Stage 3 is the most serious case, and nobody has ever been diagnosed with it under the age of 46. This meant that Aaron suffered from the most serious case of CTE ever discovered for someone his age. Before Aaron took his own life, he came out as gay to his mom and brother over the phone. It was later found out that Aaron had been a closeted gay man for most of his life. Throughout high school, he had had a sexual relationship with the quarterback of the team, Dennis Sansucci. It had also been revealed that Aaron had a sexual relationship with his inmate in prison. These factors all took a large toll on the mental well-being of Aaron, whether it being a closeted gay growing up with a homophobic father or living his life with stage 3 CTE. I don't think these factors make up for the crimes Aaron committed in any way, but I do believe that he was just a sick man who needed to reach out for help.